Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining me again today for another session of me programming daily. I hope you had a lovely weekend. And now, being fully recharged, you're ready to start new challenges of the new week. For those of you who watched the previous session, I was foolish enough to delete all my changes related to new skewer blocks and position skewer blocks. And I decided that I just didn't like that direction, and maybe it was a blessing in disguise. So, after a little bit of deliberation, I decided that what I will do with this problem of linking IDs like this is go back to the root of the problem, and the root is I need those IDs to be as close to the skewer block type as possible. Ideally, I would need them here or in the action. And I wouldn't mind losing the connected skewer blocks type because it's just not very flexible to me at the moment. So what I'm going to try to do is to bring those IDs to these types. And let's see what happens. So I hope you have your drink of choice. I have my coffee today. And let's write some code. I also went back to this older version of Alpine because there were many problems installing HLint and HIndent, and I just felt that I've been wasting a lot of time experimenting and fixing problems. So maybe I'll get to it at some stage. For now, though, I'm just returning to my trusty 3.22 or 3.20.2. Let's see what happens. Oh, looks like the installation is progressing nicely now. And we are in. HLint not found. Why is it not found? Oh, because it's not here. So I'll get back to this. This is not installed, HIndent. What about HLint? Let's give it a minute to install. In the meantime, let's open the repository. I have a feeling that we're getting very close to representing some of the types we couldn't with the previous implementations. So I'm really looking forward to actually having some time with the engine and producing some real life diagrams. So I'm hoping that will come soon. So technically an action, well, can an action lead to another block? Yes. On the other thought, or on the other hand, I think I will have to resort to using this type, simply because by using it, I'm allowed to lead to any suitable block from any block, as opposed to only being able to do so from forks. Because take a note that actions, let's ignore questions for a minute. Actions do not lead to any blocks in the current implementation. What leads to the current block is the sequence in which the action is placed, and the sequence can be either here, or it can be here. So it's the sequence that leads. So that allows us to have the action leading to anything, and fork leading to anything. This is why probably I came up with this idea of connected skewer blocks. Okay, let's allow this to install, and in the meantime, I'll go back here and maybe we just replace these with collection of skewer blocks, or sorry, the connected skewer blocks. So in this case, we would have to import a skewer block. Excuse me. Whenever this refreshes. I'm not sure why this is installing Cabal 310. I hope nothing breaks here. All right. Oh. So if we were to go back here and represent this and this as just connected skewer blocks. Okay. I'm feeling really bad by for removing these two. But let's do it anyway. So my bigger goal is to relatively quickly get to the point where I can craft more sophisticated diagrams that allow for operations like those equivalent to grounding or transplantation of a liana, and then I'll probably take a little break from refactoring and focus for a while on producing these diagrams, those more complicated diagrams, and seeing what happens. Okay, so this builds now. This is good. Now, because of the nature of this module, I cannot reference it in skewer block because that would be a circular dependency. I feel this is still reasonably useful, this comment. So let's just move it here. All right. Okay, so this seems to be working. Now let's try to break it all. So action, again, cannot point at anything. The sequence can. And that will break many things. But I believe this is what makes sense. Okay, let's try to fix it. So we need to destruct it or deconstruct it. The beauty of this is the refactoring should not be that dramatic in order to get it to work, because we're reusing the same type. Sorry, got the function wrong here. But it still counts. It still makes sense in this context of width in units. For now, let's leave those extra IDs as nothing. Maybe it will turn out not to be such a bad idea to just go ahead and use connected skewer blocks straight away. And same here, we need to deconstruct it. Oh, this wrong file. Parsing. Parsing is another problem, but I'll get to it. If this just works, I'll be very happy. And it does seem to work. Let's just run a quick test. This text should be updated. And also, let's go to constants and increase the font size. Beautiful. Okay, so it looks to be working. Which means that I just need to go to the fork function where we render those extra connections. Where was it? Maybe not in the fork. Probably was in the here. No? Oh yeah. No? Let's not worry about this for now. Do we call this anywhere? We do. Rental additional scene actions. Got it. So we do have the map of origins here, and additional connections are rendered like that. Let's go back to main. And let's just quickly remind ourselves how those extra connections are rendered. The origin of the connection is 221, which is this block. And the target is 200 and 201, which is this block and this block. But now I think about it, it does make sense to leave those extra connections to be defined as the very last thing. Simply because if we allow them to be defined, say, on a fork level, we might end up in a situation where we have an ID here in the connected blocks, where we right now have nothing. That leads nowhere, or that leads to a block that is not in the map yet. So now maybe just let's leave it as it is. One of the diagrams that I really wanted to recreate was I can find it later. It was in the white paper. But for now, I think we have what we need to render these lines more correctly. So if we have a connection going from this block to this block, it doesn't go from the origin to origin. It goes from the exit to the beginning, or to the entrance. So it feels like I'm going back and forth, but that's software. To have something visual or an indication that I'm being productive today, let's maybe move these connections at least to the exit of the icon. See what happens. Now, excuse me for a little minute. I'll be back. I'm back after a short break, and let's see where those additional connections are defined. See, the reason I wanted to, this just reminds me, the reason why I wanted to bring those IDs defining extra additional connections closer to actual skewer blocks is that for simple in and out skewer blocks like an action, it's very easy to know where the connection should start. It should basically start at the exit. But for a fork, it is possible for the connection to either start here at exit L or to start here at exit R. And I don't believe we can resolve this with just a simple list of connections like that. I think I'll have to think about this but for now, not to speculate, probably what would be the best idea for the next session is to try and recreate like one of the more complicated diagrams, like figure 6. Let's do that during the next session. Let's open with that and let's see what kind of issues we notice. So I think it would be a good time to finish for today. Thank you all very much for your attention and wish you a fantastic spring day. Go out, take a walk, breathe in some of the spring air, and I'll see you during the next one. Take care. Bye.